What's the most epic comeback a teacher has ever used to shut up that wussy that's in every class? Wussies. So, Mr. Smith, are you married? Mr. Smith, is this a proposal? It's so unexpected. Wussies, are you going to the prom? Me, sorry, I'm not allowed to go with students. Not to a specific person, but my applet teacher was explaining how grades are final when it gets close to the end of the year, when a student comes in with a sob story, expecting me to change their grade. I'll give them a tissue and say, there's the door. That's amazing. I'm keeping that. Let my teacher's savagery live on. Sounds like a dick. High school kids can have a lot of traumatic shit going on at home. Relax, not everyone is cut out for college. And besides, McDonald's needs employees too. A professor of otolaryngology teaches the anatomy and function of the ear to a bunch of med school students and uses equal sign when converting very liberally. Like 120 dB equals 200 kg equals 5000 kpar. I'm pulling the numbers out of my ass, just go with it. One of us students, who has a PhD in physics, goes on a monologue to the prof about how he's mathematically wrong. The teacher listens, sighs, and says, while you are theoretically correct, your point has no actual use in real life situations. Now sit down, shut up, and try to learn something that actually has a purpose. The professor would not like Reddit. I'm a teacher, but this was another student, not me. She won a Kahoot review game and someone else called her a tryhard. I'm not a tryhard, you just suck at life. And that, folks, is why tryhard is the most idiotic insult. Yeah, but some people overdo it. It's fucking Kahoot, dude. It's not like she was doing a celebration dance. She just won the game and got a hearty congrats from me. So, this kid has a computer and people were looking at it and laughing. Teacher, what's on your computer, dude? Kid, it's nothing. These Neanderthals are looking at my work. The kid always called the other kids less intelligent than him. Teacher, so that's why they're laughing. The class practically exploded with laughter. THEYRE asterisk asterisk REDDIT practically explodes with laughter. Comma. I must go commit death now. The council has decided my fate. Can I go to the toilet? I don't know. CRN. I don't know either. This was your cheese. One of my old friends actually got this from a substitute in 8th grade, so he said I don't know. Insert teacher's first name here. Can you tell us how your divorce is going? He meant it as a joke, but the sub was actually going through a divorce at the time. She literally broke down in class. I felt so bad for the teacher. And my friend too. He got 3 days ice for that. Want me to shit on this desk? Is the right response to that. This teacher taught a random map class in high school. There was one main wussies, let's call him Mike, who sat in the front row, always tried to mess with the teacher and just acted like an annoying know-it-all. The teacher of this class was known for being harsh and serious all the time, so no one dared to mess with him except Mike. It was near the end of the school year, and the teacher was passing back our graded tests. Keep in mind that Mike had been trying to mess with this teacher all year, and the teacher mostly just ignored him up until this point. Before the teacher started passing the tests back, the teacher said, I just want to say how proud I'm of you guys. The lowest grade was like a 94. That's awesome, way to go. Then the teacher starts passing them back. After passing back 5 tests, he stops and says, oh sorry, my mistake. The lowest grade was actually an 83, here you go Mike. He proceeds to pass the test back to Mike, and the whole class erupts in laughter. Of course Mike didn't really get an 83, and the teacher explained that after, but just seeing this harsh and serious teacher mess with the class wussies was too funny. You know your mom is just across the hallway, right? That kid's mom was a teacher. Once was in a business/computing class. We were doing the boring paperwork side. The class were playing up. We were about 14 over 15. All of a sudden, among the chattering and teacher quietening them down, I heard "Don't stare me out, boy, I guarantee you that I'll win." Obviously everyone just sat and watched. The teacher and one young lad were just staring at each other, not blinking. It went on *FOREVER. The teacher won. Class was a lot quieter after that. One of my students has been calling people losers lately. While in group work he called another girl a loser while holding an L up to his forehead. I told him in front of the group that he had the L turned backwards, so technically he has just played himself. It was a real life watch peer pleady inside moment as they laughed at him. Sounds like he was looking kinda dumb. With his finger and his thumb. The wussies in our class sassed the teacher back and always had to have the last word. Finally, in telling the student to shut up, the teacher said, "Why don't you freeze your teeth and give your tongue a sleigh ride?" If you spend even 1/4 of the time you dedicate to smoking weed and partying on the weekends to my class, this won't be the third time you're taking it, my high school algebra teacher. Damn, did you guys call the fire department? Ooh, damn. F. I had a shop teacher grab a kid by the neck and shake him around a bit. My shop teacher grabbed a kid's head and whacked it against the whiteboard. He did not come back. It was a shame, cause the kid was fucking asking for it. Is there a story with this? Who didn't return? One of my science teachers in high school was a serial killer. When it came to shutting students up, I thought it was hilarious. Among other things, one day the typical guy at the front making lame jokes at the teacher's expense was being super annoying, and my teacher said, "Hey X, see the tree outside? Go hug that tree. And come back," only after writing a good song about that tree. So yeah, the dude came back later on with a song he had to sing in front of the class. One of my science teachers in high school was a serial killer. Holy shit, when it came to shutting students up. Oh. Shooting UP**, this is Murica. When it was about 3 minutes for the class to end, a guy said, "Sir, could you go now? It's only 3 minutes before the class ends," to which our teacher replied, "Well, if you think 3 minutes are short, how about I keep pinching you for 3 minutes? Kid should have replied back, "If you think 3 minutes are long, how about you try to get through the hall in a crowd of kids, make it to the bathroom, wait your turn, go, get back out into the hallway, fight to get to your locker, and then make to the next class across the school before the bell rings." My favorite HS teacher's story. She was fresh out of college in the 1970s. She was a short white woman full of naivety and optimism. Her first job was in the inner city with a predominant black population. First day of class, she whoops, hit post by accident. First day of class, she hears laughing. Turns around and the biggest guy in class has his pants down and his genitals out. She turned around and said, "Pull your pants up and sit down. I've seen bigger." Kid was embarrassed and sat down. After class she told him to come up and see her. This was an older kid in HS. She gave him a box of crayons and said, "Next time you feel like doing that, draw a picture instead." At that point until she retired, all of the bad kids were sent to her, and she managed to figure out a way to get through them. Not a comeback, but our high school physics teacher told the wussies, if your brain was made of leather, there wouldn't be enough to make sandals for a canary. One student said to the teacher, after just disrespecting her, that she was tragic. Then the teacher said that his love life was tragic. After that everyone laughed at him, and then there was silence. They're there. They're there, they're there, there's the door. OTHX. What am I still doing here anyways? Ally, stop talking and put your legs down. Just in case you forgot, you're wearing a skirt, your whole crotch is showing. The whole class was in shock. But then we all started laughing, and no matter what the teacher did, we did not stop. Lawyer. So I teach 6 to 12 choir. Very small school. I usually teach the same choir kids for many years. I've had one student since grade 6. He has always been annoying and a sweet, dedicated student who needs to grow up kind of way. He's a junior this year and matured a lot over the summer. Well, the other day a student behind him was being super annoying. Moving around, talking, just being a butt. Junior student turns around to him and says, "Man, you're being super annoying. Would you stop?" I turn to him and say, "This is what karma is, enjoy." Kids about died of laughter. "If you don't shut up, I'll throw my shoe at you." And then proceeded to take off her sandal and throw it at the student when he didn't shut up. Stop talking when the test is out, or I'm going to play dolphin noises because you talk more than they do. And then play dolphin sounds through the entire test. We shut up, but afterwards we complained because we couldn't focus. Same teacher. What happened in her classroom? Asterisk asterisk STAYED asterisk asterisk in her classroom. I hated her for unrelated reasons. She hauled out the chancla. Our geography teacher sent the class-wise guy to go to the next door room to ask for a life-sized model of the world. Back in the day in Catholic school, my English teacher stuffed her sock in a loudmouth's mouth. Not exactly a comeback, but this guy hadn't studied, and the physics teacher was having none of it. I was only half paying attention when the teacher exclaimed, voice incredulous, "A man died at the stake for you to stand here, claiming that things with bigger mass fall faster?" I was in 6th grade. I was reading a book under my desk and wasn't listening to the teacher. The guy beside me that wasn't doing too good with grade and got held back a grade rated me out to the teacher and everybody. The teacher responds, "Yeah, but at least he gets 90% on tests." Whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe. How's that? A teacher of culture. I never thought about that. To be offended, yeah, I'd have to admit it was you. A kid was very loudly talking about smoking weed at school, and the teacher threw a bag of chips at him and told him to shut up. Got him. Nice try, Mr. Wilson. Not giving any advice, you almost fooled me. Actually, there's an apostrophe between the I and the M also. You can combine the sentences with a but and it would sound much better. Hehehe, Mr. Rabaswag, edit, I'm kidding. I beg your pardon, I'm from Brazil, my English skills are not fully developed yet. Mr. Waleed Minor. When I was in basic undergrad physics, the know-it-all in the course started questioning the prof in the middle of lecture and saying he was wrong. After a minute or two of going back and forth, the prof just turns away from him and says, "Well, considering that I'm the one with a PhD on the matter, I think I'd know," and continued on with the lesson. It was great. My junior college history professor told a football player who was being disruptive that he was one knee or ankle injury away from being worthless to his team and that he should have a backup plan ready. A couple weeks later during a game, that player had a gruesome leg injury where he completely tore his ACL, PCL and MCL in his knee and damaged the artery to the point that he almost lost his leg. It was eerie as fuck. Especially since the professor was a college athlete and had a career-ending injury and became a teacher as a result, so he was giving the guy some advice. Or he paid somebody to make sure it happened. Come now, he sacrificed something to Satan. As the below comment states, teachers don't get paid much. Not a comeback, but the teacher threw a stress toy at the troublemaker on the second day and, while holding a stapler, said, "Interrupt me again." They didn't.